Hello and welcome to another week of the Midnight Gamers podcast. I am Internet Personality Ginzaki.
Is our Eddie Fenix.
Wait a minute, he's here now? What happened?
Hmm?
Oh, hi, I'm Bulbazak.
And it seems that a week cannot go past that we're actually doing gaming news that we can't bring up Diablo 3 because they keep doing stuff. The newest thing is they've announced that their next big patch for the game is going to be a item dump, or they're making new items because they've finally admitted that end game item grinding is just not self-sustaining. And,
Really?
yeah, I guess they just didn't put enough variables in the game for the items.
Good grief.
Mm.
You'd think, hey, let's test this out, make sure this works. Nope.
Well, it's hard to test that kind of thing because you don't know how many people are going to be playing and how fast they're going to be finding this stuff.
Yeah.
I think one of the biggest problems was that getting magic item find percentage is just really easy.
Yeah, and, that's true, but I was going to also say, how many companies actually test their games anymore?
Valve.
That's true.
And the next bit is
Before you go on, I have to say I love how this next bit is worded. I have no idea what this is about, but it just sounds hilarious.
Okay, to shed some history, it became a big stink that apparently Diablo 3, Blizzard was banning people who were running Diablo 3 on Wine on their Linux machines. And so these people, they were complaining that they were being banned for using Wine and they weren't cheating, blah, 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 blah. And Blizzard has come out with saying that no, these people are indeed cheaters. They just happen to have also been using Wine.
Yeah,
We're
but
not
I'm gonna
cheating.
I'm
Go
gonna
ahead,
read
Bubba.
I'm gonna read what this says because I got an entirely different impression. Diablo 3 Linux bans not based on the use of Wine, says Blizzard. Evidence agrees. I was just envisioning, Blizzard just saying, yeah, we were not drunk when we made this ban. Makes this piece of news a whole lot more interesting than it actually is.
Exactly. But it's still one of those things where it's just like, we weren't cheating. We were just using this. You were still cheating. We can prove it. People, if you're going to cheat, know that the data is going to get caught within the server or wherever the heck they save it.
Well, of course, because lots of people use Wine, and they would have to be retards to not test their security systems against people using Wine to make sure it wouldn't ban them falsely.
Exactly. So let's be smart and not cheat.
Oh man,
But let's be idiots and do that.
I'm just thinking all gaming news needs to have something about booze in it just to make it more interesting.
This gaming news has booze. I am being sponsored by Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Oh.
I couldn't find any water, so I went for the booze.
Yeah, let's just go straight. It's like, I can't find the water, so guess what? I'm pulling the freaking, I don't know. Could they pull a Jesus and try to turn their water into the wine if the water's not existent?
Well, I'm all out of wine, so.
I'm out of alcohol. Well, actually, no, I'm not out of alcohol. It's in my freaking refrigerator right now. I've only got one bottle. Dang it.
For the Walking Dead fans, Telltale Games have acknowledged that they've sold enough copies of the first and second parts of the Walking Dead adventure series that they are going to continue making them. The next one is scheduled for mid-August, and it seems like they're at least planning to go through the 5th game.
They normally do make 5 games. Was there ever any doubt? Because they've been making adventure games for quite a while now, and they always have 5 episodes. So it's like Walking Dead to get more release from Telltale. Duh. You have the Telltale fans, the adventure, especially the adventure game fans, and you have the Walking Dead fans. Yeah, I think that about covers it.
Oh, and this next one's bringing in the FPS fans because Terminal Reality is doing a Walking Dead first-person shooter.
Well, will it be unique, or is it just going to be another Left 4 Dead?
I have not seen anything on it. It looks like it could be just about anything.
The Left for Walking Dead.
Yeah, pretty much. Minecraft version 1.3 is going to merge the single player and multiplayer modes, and I can't see why this is a bad thing.
Yeah, you wonder why they haven't done it sooner, because I'm seeing a lot more people playing multiplayer. I mean, as long as they still allow people to play by themselves if they really want to.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm seeing a lot more. I see a lot of people. A lot of people tend to like to play Minecraft multiplayer. So being able to do the single player stuff.
I'm seeing a lot of people since with like the whole Xbox release, people playing Minecraft like crazy. I mean, it's one of those games where it's just like, hey, it was one of those sandbox games that came out of left field, and it's just like, oh, hi, how you doing? Kind of like Angry Birds. Started out with something like that.
It gives you so much freedom that there's just a lot to enjoy.
Yeah, why not allow them to do the single player story and the single player stuff in multiplayer? I mean, why not?
Yeah, what it looks like it's going to be is the single player mode, or your single player world is going to serve as a hub into the multiplayer, and that's their wording. I don't know exactly what that means. It probably just means that they're melding the server into the game so that you can just launch your world as a multiplayer game at any point in time.
Yeah, I mean, makes sense. People like interacting together, especially in a sandbox game.
Mm-hmm. I haven't played the single player in a long time. Yeah. I just play on my server.
Give people the freedom to do whatever they want, and they'll make up their own rules.
Yeah, possible future show, the Midnight Gaming Minecraft.
Midnight Gaming Minecraft, let's go mine something in 8-bit.
I'll have to get it first. Which means I need to get money.
Me too,
first.
but I'm like really broke right now, so no.
Yeah, it's a $27 game. If I'm really into the idea, I might just buy you both copies.
Do they even allow you to gift it like on Xbox? I know Wii allows gifting games, but I'm not sure whether Xbox does.
I'm not sure. I don't have the Xbox version. I should probably.
I see my cousin playing it all the time. It's just like, that'd be interesting.
Yeah, I've got the computer version, and I've got the iOS version now because, well, Minecraft on the go.
Of course. Now just allow all these different versions to connect to each other.
Yeah, that would be nice.
You know what? You never know.
The iOS version has different physics for certain objects, so that probably won't happen.
Yeah.
Gearbox is requesting Sony's help to bring Borderlands 2 to the Vita.
Smart, but at the same time, it's one of those things to where I don't know. Are they going to have Vita PS3 connectivity like they would? Because, I mean, hey,
that's
why
what I'm
not?
hoping for. Because the Vita connected to the PS3 is essentially a Wii U, except better. There's not much more to say about that. I'm looking forward to Borderlands 2. I played Borderlands 1. I've got it for Xbox and PC. I hope that if they're going to do a PC version, which of course they are, that they make it more user-friendly, because the PC version was not user-friendly at all.
Mm-hmm. Now, see, like, I haven't played Borderlands, to be perfectly honest, so I can't really say anything on it. I've heard a lot of great things about it. Thought about picking it up, but I'm broke right now, so...
Yeah, it's pretty much...
What Eddie's saying is, people send him money.
Yes, I need some monies. Please send me monies.
Yeah, we'll set you up a donation. Just say you have cancer. Boom, lots of money.
No, I can't say cancer. I can't really do it that route because
it's gaming cancer.
Long story.
Okay, he has AIDS. We can lie about it. Just make them think it's
rude.
You've got AIDS.
Shush! You don't start singing that Family Guy song, or I will start breaking out random songs myself.
I'm thinking of the board game online right now. You can get AIDS.
Yeah, for as little as we know about it, PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale is slated for a October 23rd release.
Why October?
There's a reason, I have a feeling that I
God.
know the reason. They're trying to cut off the possible next Smash Brothers game.
I don't give two shits. Look at what's coming out in October.
Well, even if their intention
Call
is
it the
to
month
try
of the empty wallet.
even if their intention is to cut off the next Smash Brothers game and undermine it, more people will probably be playing Smash Brothers than will be playing this game, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'll put it like this. These people who have a PS3 will have PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale for their Smash Brothers experience. But still, fuck everybody when they're freaking releasing everything in October. Seriously.
This year's October is last year's November.
I'm looking at my freaking October and going, fuck, I'm spending $300 in October alone. Resident Evil 6, Pokemon Black and or White, whichever one I decide to pick up, 3 Days Grace, Transit of Venus, Legendary Collection 3,
Assassin's Creed 3,
3 Dishonored, possibly, depending on how well that game's received. And, let's see, what else is in October that's coming out? You know what? Just tack on probably another $120. Go fuck yourself, everybody, for releasing everything in October!
You can expect me to review Dishonored.
You could always, wait a while before you get all these games.
Yeah, the way I do it is I know that they're all going to release at one time. It's just an inevitability, so I save $60 a month, assuming that there's going to be enough games to be worth it.
I'm going to have enough money to do it. I get my college refund back in September, so yeah.
I'm just aiming for Assassin's Creed 3, and that'll be good enough for me.
Mm-hmm. Tales of Xillia is getting a localization. If anyone doesn't know, the Tales series is the Namco Bandai. I don't know if it's Namco or Bandai. It's one of the two's flagship series.
Namco Bandai is one company, so it's together. It's kind of like Square Enix.
But it came from one of them.
I think it was Namco.
I think it was Namco.
Was there ever any doubt it was going to get localized?
There was actually. There's been a lot of trouble with the Tales series recently. Like, we didn't get the full version of Tales of Vesperia, which is one of my favorite games. It's right up there in the Superstar Tag Team.
Wait a minute. Did they pull a Shining Force 3 on Tales of Vesperia?
I don't know what Shining Force 3 did, but what Tales of Vesperia did is they released a version for the 360 in America and Japan. It was essentially a paid beta test. You pay us $50 and you get to beta test our games that we're going to release as a PS3 exclusive. And then America never got that. Big kick in the teeth.
Well, that's stupid. Just give us a full game.
Exactly. They're working on a fan translation of it now, though, so it might be worth for me at least looking into picking up a PS3 to hack, get the game, and boom.
Well, I guess that's not quite what they did with Shining Force 3, but I don't know. I really don't want to get into history of that.
Okay.
Pretty much short version is Shining Force 3. The version that was released in the U.S. for the Sega Saturn was actually only the first scenario. They messed with it a little bit so that Americans might not know that they weren't getting the whole story. Mm-hmm. There was actually 3 scenarios, basically 3 separate game discs. Mm. And America only got the first one. They only got 1/3 of the story.
Yeah, that blows. That's essentially what happened to Vesperia, because Vesperia was a huge game, and when I was told that the PS3 version triples its story, my jaw dropped, and then I got very angry. Because like I said, I love that game.
Yeah.
If you ever go to my review, you'll find out why. To paraphrase myself, it's essentially the idea that instead of being sent off to save the world right at the beginning, they work you up to saving the world. You start off just saving the town, then saving the region, then going to save a specific person, yada, 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 and then boom, save the world.
I'm surprised that the Tell series has been doing bad over here because I thought it had actually a decent fan base.
It does. It's just the American localization team has become very cynical, and they don't want to release anything that they don't know is going to sell a large amount of copies.
Oh, so pretty much the Sega problem all over again.
Yeah.
This is why Sega crashed and burned, ladies and gentlemen. Well, one of the reasons. There's multiple reasons.
Multiple reasons. That's why they've gone down to just saying, screw it, we're just going to focus on 4 AAA franchises.
Only like one of 2 of which I recognize by name.
If anyone's ever heard of region locking, they will know it's an antiquated security measure. I don't even think it's a security measure. I don't know why it was ever done. It's still used on the DS, and apparently Persona 4 Arena for the PS3 is going to get the region lock treatment, and I don't understand it.
I can understand it to a degree. Honestly, when it comes to certain games, there should be a region lock because, hey, if I'm here in America, I don't want to connect to someone's connection in frickin' Australia or something like that and lag out my ass.
Oh, that's not what region lock is.
That's not what region lock is. Region
lock is the inability to play a game in a machine from a different region than the game's origin.
Excuse me. I'm stupid. Shut up. I don't care anymore. I'm an idiot. Just shoot me.
So yeah, with the internet being as big as it is, the ability to just go on, because I know there's a lot of people who will buy the or who would have bought the Japanese version just because they didn't want to listen to the American voice actors. So this really kicks them in the nuts.
Yep.
You will listen to the American voice acting and you will like it.
Or you can get an Xbox 360 or PlayStation Vita.
Yeah.
Or you just somehow find a way to cheat it to where it actually plays the Japan voice actors or something.
Yeah, they might have a option in there. I don't know.
But again, I'm an idiot.
Yeah, and another thing is Disgaea 5 has been confirmed, and why do we ever need to confirm a new Disgaea game?
Isn't this the same thing as oh no, I'm thinking Dissidia.
Yeah, Disgaea is a Nippon Ichi
it's
game
a
franchise.
strategy RPG where they don't cap any damage.
Okay.
Yeah, the damage can continue going through the roof as high as you can get it.
Okay. As one of those, like, I saw this Saiga, I'm like, wait a minute, is that no, it's not.
I've heard a lot of good things about it. I have not been able to track down the first game. Well, I saw it once, but
yeah, if you can find it, my suggestion is to get the DS version because it has the most features of any version. Plus, with the 2 screens are pretty good for a strategy RPG.
Yeah.
And if you like it, check out the anime. The anime is great for that game. Oh yeah, and Eddie pointed me to this one, and it's the new PS3 model. It's not a confirmation, but it's that Sony has been applying for patents and copyrights on a new PS3 model. And as you can see my note here, I think I know what they're doing with this. I think Sony and Microsoft seem to have gotten together in either they've worked it out or it's just something that they're not talking about. And they're trying to put the Wii U into the Dreamcast niche. Shove it between a generation so that it dies horribly.
Well, a lot of people were saying that about the Wii U anyway. I think Nintendo still has enough fans to get through.
Oh yeah, without question. I think this is what I think they're trying to do. I don't think it'll work. If anything, I think it will end up being the in-between console, and you'll see another Nintendo console come out down the road.
Yeah. I think what happened if we really were to talk about why Sega fell with the Dreamcast, there's multiple problems, and yes, I guess releasing in between console generations
none of them had to do with Power Stone.
might have maybe releasing in between generations might have had something to do with it, but I really don't. I think by the time the Dreamcast came out, Sega had slit its wrists enough that there was blood in the water.
Yeah. Honestly, I can put it like this. I think we can save this for the end of the show. We can discuss maybe something like that towards the end. For right now, my whole thing is with this whole possible new PS3 model, this damn thing better have backwards compatibility for me to actually want to go out and drop money for it. Because it's just like, okay, you've released your original models. They were the big, thick, fat models that had already backwards compatibility built into it. Well,
I actually like the big, thick, fat model because it has the power brick built into it as well.
Yeah. And then you release a slimmer model. And then I think this is the slimmer model with the new edition that just came out because they had to take out the backwards compatibility, so they kind of slimmed it down beforehand. Maybe my brain's not thinking right now.
I think a lot of the slimming down. I don't think it because the backwards compatibility was just emulation software. I think the slimming down came from removing the power brick from the main chassis. They just were able to cut out a lot of extra bulk.
Okay,
like I said before, I'm just going to save up for the PS4. Thank you very much.
Okay, so blink down to the slim model that's out now. Now you're trying to slim it down even more.
This time it'll just be a motherboard that you place on your coffee table and stare at while saying, work, damn it.
Still, my brain's going, what the fuck? Why? Why? You have the PS4 that's possibly going to come out next year or possibly 2014. Why would you need to go ahead and just say, okay, let's put another PS3 out? No.
Because they're trying to compete with Microsoft.
I can understand that, but no.
It's also a possibility that they plan to continue producing the PS3 after the PS4 release for the same reason they still produce the PS2, and that they don't plan on having backwards compatibility, so you have to buy a PS3 to play PS3 games.
Well, if there's no backwards compatibility with the PS4, I'm not getting a PS4 either. So, haha.
The thing is, with the PS2, you had that backwards compatibility that people really wanted, and they kept it. And plus, you still had games on that system that people wanted to play. And I still want to go out and find games that I can play for it. So it's just like...
Oh, I still do. Pretty much every time I go to GameStop, buy a new PS2 game.
Hello, stupid soft update program. Why did you update? Leave me alone.
We mentioned a couple weeks ago that Steam might be getting FF7, but it looks like that is not the case. It looks like FF7 is going up on Sony's online store for PC download. And apparently they needed to confirm that this was not an HD remake, and as I noted here, who thought it was? They never hinted it.
Nope, I didn't think it. No, I didn't think it. I'll put it like this. I knew when they said they're going to be re-releasing it. I'm like, you know what? Just for fuck's sake, just freaking HD remake it already. You've released it on almost practically everything you can release it on. Just screw it and redo it already.
I love that rhyme there, by the way.
It's like STFU noobs. Shut up and just remake it. People will buy it. Or fuck, just make an announcement for the PS4. Hey, it's coming for the PS4. Yeah.
Don't make a new Final Fantasy game. Just make Final Fantasy VII look shinier.
If anything, go find the persons or the writers from the original and finish those side quests that lead to nowhere in the original game.
Or hell, go back and get the original writers and actually make a better fucking Final Fantasy game, for God's sake.
And while we're talking about it, can we get a remake of Chrono Cross where they can do what they wanted to do in the original game?
I never played Chrono Cross.
It's a good game. I have my own issues with it, but I enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
I was about to say, if you say remake another different Final Fantasy game, I'm throwing my microphone down and walking away for the evening.
3D model remake of Chrono Trigger. Make it happen.
Yeah, I just want them to do an HD remake of Final Fantasy VII so I can see my HD remake of Final Fantasy VIII. I have my issues with it, but I love this game.
In fact, just make Chrono Break already.
Make something
just another Chrono game, period.
Well, the reason I say Chrono Break is they had actually copyrighted that name at one point. It just didn't go anywhere.
Speaking of interesting copyrights, just because I remember this little bit of trivia, the first Pokemon was copyrighted 9 years before the game's released. And that was Mew. It was copyrighted in the mid-1980s.
Nice.
Yeah, I found that one. That was cool. Anyway, Tony Hawk Pro Skater is getting an HD remake in the Unreal Engine. So we can get Tony Hawk, but we can't get FF7.
I'll
put it like this. Probably Tony Hawk's Pro Skater getting remade with the Unreal Engine. Probably one of the best things that's happened to the Tony Hawk series in a dang good while.
Exactly. At least we're going to get a good Tony Hawk game. Because we know that Pro Skater's good, and it's not going to have a silly controller.
And not only that, it's made with the Unreal Engine, which is a pretty damn good stable engine.
I should have put this one with the PC games. But the European Union court rules it's legal to resell digital copies of games and software, the big thing that's shaking the gaming world is we don't know what this means and what it would mean to things like the Xbox Live Arcade, Steam, any game any game retailer that deals in digital copies, because it would mean that in Europe you would have to provide the ability for people to resell their digital copies.
So let me get this straight. You mean to tell me that a court in the United Kingdom has decided to...
Well, Europe, just not necessarily United Kingdom.
Well, somewhere in that general direction.
Across the pond.
Across the pond. Sorry, are you across the pond, people? My apologies.
Somewhere in that continent.
Somewhere over there. With the tea and crumpets and everything.
Or possibly the wine and the cheese.
Or wine and cheese.
I'm sorry, all you Frenchmen and Spanish.
Shut it, you. Shut your gob, you. Anyway, somewhere over there, you're going to be allowed to resell your digital games that you downloaded.
Mm-hmm.
People in the Parthenon are rioting right now.
Now, of course, it does. It is specific in saying that this would have to, the digital copy would have to become unusable for the original owner during the transaction. They wouldn't just be able to.
I was about to say, how the fuck are they going to have that happen? Because it's just like, well, I'm the original digital owner, and how am I going to sell this to you?
But, yeah, like I put the note here, though, no one knows what this means exactly. Law professors are still bickering over what this means because no one knows.
This is probably one of the most confusing things you've had in a while. Hey, we're going to let these people be able to resell their digital stuff. How do we do that? Fuck if I know. We'll just have them be able to resell it.
Are they selling to other people or back to like the actual people? I don't know. Actual like for example, if this is on an iPhone, are they reselling it to other iPhone users? Or are they reselling it back to Apple?
There's actually a system that allows you to do that. I think I don't remember. Green Man Gaming, I believe it is. They allow you to sell your games back to them for trade-in credits.
$9.
So
it's probably better than what GameStop gives you anyway.
Yeah, they give you pennies on the dollar pretty much.
Yeah, if you're going to sell a used game to get credit, don't go to GameStop. Find a retro game store.
Instead of finding a retro game store, why not just sell it your dang self?
Okay, retro game stores is their trade-in will be they're normally actually fairer, and you can get stuff.
I got $90 for a copy of Super Mario Kart.
Cool.
Yeah.
How much?
90. Apparently that game sells for upwards of $150, $200.
I know a game store around here that's trying to sell Earthbound for $150 some dollars. I've seen them for like 6 months there, and the game hasn't moved. I think mainly because people are going, yeah, no, I'm not buying a game for $150.
I can emulate that.
I'll look at that and it's like, yeah, no, I think I'll be going to Amazon for that.
I'll pay $60.
I'd like to just go up and haggle with them.
Yeah, it's rather smart. I did that with Mario Party 3.
I actually haggled with a retro game store for a Japanese Sega Saturn game. They won $90. I got them down to 60 because my thing is, just because it's Japanese doesn't mean you're going to get more money from it. It's Japanese, which means people aren't going to understand it. Plus,
exactly.
My argument was I was the third scenario of Shining Force 3, which means that anybody who bought it would only be getting 1/3 of the game. That since Sega Saturn machines, unless you get it fixed or region locked, you might not be able to play it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But my apologies to the people of Europe. I'm an idiot. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Argument here.
Microsoft is going after domains for Xbox 8, so possible hinting at the name of the console, or they just don't want other people to get those domain names.
More than likely, the domain names, they might as well just say, you know what? Might as well, because we're probably going to release the Xbox 720, and then we'll just go to Xbox 8. But while we're at it, let's just buy Xbox 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 just to make sure everything's safe there. We've already got Xbox 360, so we're cleared there. So if we need to, we can clear the name to go from 8 to 360.
I think what's happening is Microsoft just wants all the new products to have 8 on the end.
I could see that big marketing campaign.
Except for Internet Explorer, they're already past that. Okay,
and
we're
honestly,
on version 9. How do we name it? We now need to go back to version 8. We'll call it version 9.8.
And honestly, if you've gotten to mess around with Windows 8, it looks like something that would be the desktop for an Xbox, but it does not look like an operating system anymore.
Wait, they're still making operating systems? What the crap?
They're making all the things now. So it's like, hey.
The actual operating system is going to be on like the Windows phone. This is actually an operating. Wait a minute. Nope. It's the Xbox dashboard. Never mind. Shunk. Okay.
Yeah, well, with Steve Jobs gone, Apple only makes tchotchkes anymore. And the last bit for today is Halo 4 requiring at least 8 gigabytes of flash drive or hard drive memory to play multiplayer. And I read the response of 343 and Microsoft to this idea, and they just pretty much reiterated it, but they were trying to make it sound like, yeah, this is the best thing ever.
I hate it when companies do that because you're like, you have no idea what you're talking about. This is going off the point of games, but the new Marvel Now initiative for anybody who is in comic books, the masterminds at Marvel were doing the exact same thing. You start to wonder if they even know what's going on.
My question is, are we going to need this right out of the box?
Or is it an overtime thing?
Or is it an overtime thing when it comes time for like DLC and everything? Because if it's straight out of the box, screw you not buying Halo 4.
Is this just, and it looks like it might just be multiplayer. Single player memory sold separately.
Oh, that's good.
This is just going around and shooting people, folks.
This is going to shoot other assholes. You're gonna need about 16 gigabytes for the actual campaign.
Well, I think
Call of
they're
Duty's
thinking
new
no one plays the actual campaign anymore.
Actually,
that's like
some
Call of
people
Duty's
do.
new game. We've run out of wars, so just run around and shoot people.
Screw it. You know what? We're just gonna set it a little bit in the future. We're just gonna make it to where we have the updated shit. And you know what? Screw it. They're not buying it for the campaign halftime anyway, so we're just gonna shorten it down to about maybe 4 to 6 hours for them to play. And then you know what? They just go straight to multiplayer. Screw it.
I could actually even better is if the single player you start off, you get through that bit they showed off at E3, and then it dumps you into a multiplayer lobby.
That would be funny as hell.
Seriously though, I think I'm starting to understand why it's a gigabit, because I remember reading about something about the ship that crashes. There's some other. It's either the same ship. There's some other ship, but like every week there's a mission that changes, and you can play that mission multiplayer.
Yeah,
so that
constantly
changes. So I mean that might be part of the reason why it's 8 gigabytes.
That's what I'm figuring. Yeah, but to paraphrase what Microsoft said, they essentially said that to enjoy a finely crafted experience, i.e. the single player, you will not need 8 gigabytes of space. But to fully enjoy the adventure, i.e. The multiplayer, you will.
To fully enjoy the adventure, oh my word, they are going to dump us into a lobby right after the opening. I think 343 is like, screw it, we're not Bungie, multiplayer.
And there's that Mass Effect writer sitting on staff thinking about committing suicide.
It's like, oh my god, I wrote all this story.
The end of Halo 4 is indoctrination. There you go.
The end of Halo 4 is going straight into Halo 5, possibly. But it's like, whoops! Now we've got 2 other games to make. Well...
End of Halo 4, they have different endings, all in different colors, and where they blow up all whatever the Halo things are.
And during the entire final mission, you just see Master Chief is wearing a red shirt over his armor.
Talking to a glowing alien baby.
Talking to probably possibly Cortana, who's probably not going totally ape shit.
Oh, and of course, this is for smelly man children, so Cortana will be pregnant as well, just to add some tragedy in there.
Oh my god, he digitally got her pregnant somehow.
His brain baby.
Oh my god, he hit it that good and that hard. Just saying, mental mindfuck has gone to a whole new level.